Everybody, welcome to the program.
Yeah, it's a great pleasure.
And Merry Christmas to you.
Same to you guys. Same to you.
Yeah. And one thing we should say about Mr. Oyebode, he's not just a lover of grassroots sports. He's a school sports administrator, proper school sports administrator. He's done big things with, I can't start even naming the schools right now on air, but when you see him, kids see him and they run to him and say, develop my talents. We're glad to have him here with us.
It's a great pleasure. Let me say congratulations to you, Austin, for the awards. It shows that you are really doing the work. I was so elated that night. I mean, when your name was mentioned, I mean, out of the contenders, I know this is just the beginning for you because you are passionate about this, and it shows. It's not you make noise, you show with action, and everybody is taking cognizance of that.
Thank you so much, Mr. Oyebode, and of course to Channel Sports, because I mean, right here we love grassroots sports with a passion. I'm sure you follow the Channel's National Kids Cup. That's part of our project. That's what we'll do. But Mr. Oyebode, what are the plans? I know you're planning a lot of things. What are you doing to take sports to the schools? Like when I mean schools, put it part of the curriculum, make kids appreciate it. Even you teachers, don't look at someone doing sports and say, hey, you're just a sports person, your grades will suffer and all of that. What are we doing to make sure that school and schoolwork and sports are married together and live as one?
You see, the basic thing is this. You don't just start building a house from the roof. I mean, you must have a solid foundation. And that is the major problem. And that is what I will appreciate if the minister can take cognizance of that. Yeah. Everybody keep on talking about grassroots. But you agree with me, we don't have what we call the framework. A framework is just like a structure. I mean, those days in school, when you're talking about skeleton, I mean, somebody will tell you the skeleton is like the framework of the body. I mean, without skeleton, we cannot stand. The framework brings a lot of things. It talks about when, how, and where all these sports will be developed. And beyond that, you talk about the structure. You talk about human capacity development. You talk about the various stakeholders in grassroots development in Nigeria. I'd like quickly to go back. I work closely with now the National Sports Director, Dr. Alassane Yamu.
Oh,
he's been a wonderful brother.
Grassroots ambassador.
And a friend. And he told me, he said, do you know that there is what we call the rug, that is the grass in his office, whereas the grass is outside. He's supposed to be outside, majorly doing most of all this work. And then now is now the director. And he has the basis to really support this. What we did then is just to call some various stakeholders together. I developed the framework for the sports development. I'm still on his neck, and I hope probably maybe a template of this framework will be presented to the minister so that we have the grant running. One of the major problems is human capacity development. You need to teach these skills the right thing. Okay. If you don't teach them the right things, you are going to have a big problem. Our university system in terms of PE development are not helping things out. I've told them on every occasion that, look, you have to change your curriculum. There's what we call field management experience. 80% of those that are doing PE now came into university out of the frustration that they wanted to do another course. Yeah. But because they couldn't do it, they were being dumped into the PE department. Yeah. Now, a person like that will not be concentrated for the next 4 years in that university. We'll be looking for a way out. And that is the kind of person that you are bringing out to come and teach kids outside. So you know that we are in a big mess, in a big problem. If some of all these things are not properly looked into, I mean, changing of curriculum to have what we call proper field management experience for these kids to have the basic thing. Then what about the schools? You will agree with me that many of these international schools do have facilities, but the facilities are not being properly utilized. There are no program for them, and there are no human capacity in order to encourage those programs. And one of the major problems that you see now is the problem of transition. Corporate bodies coming in, they sponsor a lot of programs, but after that program, after sponsoring that program, what happened? Where are the talents discovered? They couldn't move to the next level. And another issue is we are losing national identity. Our children are using national identity. Before now, we produce here for other countries, I mean, we produce for other teams abroad.
Yes.
I can tell you, maybe you know the days of John Chido, say, Fashion, whatsoever. They will sit on the bench, whereas our players are playing. But now, you are now looking for players in nationwide league that has been taken from Nigeria for like 20
developed,
years.
they will now start begging them to come and play for us.
Down. You can't imagine Dele Ali coming to come and play for Nigeria. It's going to be difficult because he has gone through the basic rudiments. One of the things I've discovered and I've based my research on, I look at the British system when they got the Olympics rights 10 years back. And a 4-year-old will be 14 years old after. A 7-year-old will be 17 years old after. They went back to the school system. They developed a lot of athletes, a lot of stars through the lottery system.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, they had the highest amount of medals in the 2012 Olympics that has never been gotten in their history, above all other countries. And that is what the developmental process does. And not until when we start looking at most of all these things. If the minister goes to everywhere to see tournament, fantastic. Tournament is good. But after tournament, what happened? We are talking about problem of age cheat. And one of the basic reasons why we have problem of age cheat is our athletes are not exposed early. Somebody was talking about, was it not Ali Baba that was talking about Michael Phelps?
Yeah, a one man winning more medals than
the country.
than the continent.
Beyond Michael Phelps, I was talking about Alia Atkinson. I mean, you must have seen
the Jamaican
documentary of the
swimmer.
Jamaican swimmer.
Yeah.
She started at the age of 4. But if an under 17 player is 25 years old and is being exposed at the age of 25 to go and play under 17 tournament, then we have a big problem.
I know.
People will talk about the job boy in the swimming. The basic thing is this: yes, you can have natural skills, but if it is not, if it is not refined, you may not get to that level.
That's right.
Age 9, when you go into summer in Europe, you see people moving around. You see clubs, teams at that age moving around. They go for tournaments. I haven't used the whole year. And then another problem is this: the problem of marrying education and sports together. Many parents will tell you, I'm paying high fee.
And you are going to play football in school.
So some of all these things are supposed to be embedded in the framework.
Guys, you know what?
What if, let me just quickly ask this question. What if, for instance, you have a government who have a policy that if you're very good in sport in the secondary school, you get a scholarship into the university. I mean, when you have that kind of policy, parents would definitely want to channel everything they have to actually bring up their kids in sporting ways, because they know that whatever happens, you won't have to pay fees in the university.
The basic thing is this: yes, most of all these things are bound. If you have a wonderful talent now, even globally, there are opportunities. They are willing to take you. But the bottom line is, when you create that structure, it is the structure that will produce all what we are talking about. If the structure is not good, then we have a big problem.
So
that
it has to do with the structure. Guys, you know what? I think we need to bring Mr. Everybody back again. Do a proper grassroots show. I know, I get it. Mr. Everybody, it's Christmas and it's a loaded package. We'll keep this subject. Mr. Everybody will come. You need to tell our viewers we'll be back again next week. And then we will continue this talk about grassroots sports, because we need to move on to other things, guys. We're going to break and then bring in our next guest. It's Christmas. We're talking sports right here at Channels TV. Stay with us. We'll be right back.